So this panel is obviously about tourism, and tourism is, as you all know, one of the biggest industries of the world today, representing about 10% of the total GDP. So it's a big industry if you include the aviation and transportation to it. And it's growing every year more and more, and we have about 300 million people employed by this industry. Tourism is obviously a connectivity point, culturally, politically, economically, diversity, everything is very much based around tourism, and we'll touch these subjects with this great panel we have today. Before I start, I just want to mention in this region, we have two top players in the World Tourism League. Greece, unfortunately, Turkey is a bit bigger in terms of passengers, international arrivals. We have about 56 million arrivals, while Greece is about 30.
Yeah, 33, exactly.
You're still good, you're still good.
Still good, yeah.
Together in the region, it's very difficult to get the right data, but we have about 110 million international arrivals in the Eurasian region. But there is a great potential to grow, especially the easter we go, the less international arrivals we see today. But with the increase of infrastructure, which we will talk about, and the development, all of these things will probably get much better. There are a lot of challenges, like in any industry. We have some challenges with rising costs. We have challenges with finding quality labor. We have challenges with long-term financing, which is a necessity for this industry. But all of these things we will talk about a little bit later. So I want to first introduce the panel and allow them to introduce themselves a bit. So I will start with Dr. Elif Fisunoglu from the Turkiye Tourism Promotion Development Agency. In Turkish, we call it simply TGA. So Elif Hanım, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. First of all, welcome everybody as the host country, hostess nation. We are pleased to welcome you all. My name is Elif, and I'm the Vice General Manager in charge of Tourism Operations and Development at TGA, which is the National Tourism Board established by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism in 2019 with a special law. We can say that we are the tourism board, we are named as agency, and we are the owner of Go Turkiye brand. So all our activities, we are known as TGA as an institution locally, but wherever we are internationally, we are Go Turkiye, and all our brands and campaigns are under that brand. So it's a pleasure to share the panel with the distinguished speakers.
Thank you, Elif. Hilda Alisandratou, no?
Exactly.
Very good. Then from Enterprise Greece Invest and Trade, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ahmet. It's actually wonderful to be here amongst such esteemed panelists, co-panelists, industry players, industry stakeholders, and thank you again for having us here. My name is Hilda Alisandratou, as Ahmet said, and I head investment promotion at Enterprise Greece, which is the country's investment and trade promotion agency. We are supervised by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs under the international openness section from Mr. Fragoyannis. Many of you had the pleasure of listening to him before. As you may understand, me leading, heading the promotion when it comes to tourism, real estate and creative industries, it's one of the main sectors in the country, and we're really happy to be here.
Thank you, Hilda. Next panelist is Müberra Eresin. She is the president of the Hotels Association of Turkey. Can we listen to you as well about your view?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here. And it's my pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Müberra Eresin. I am the president of Turkish Hotel Association, and also I look after Eresin Hotels Turkey. As a Turkish Hotel Association, we represent all hotels in Turkey from 1-star to the 5-star hotels, international and Turkish chain hotels. Mostly the city hotels they are our members. And I am going to speak about what we have been doing since the pandemic, about the education, about the sustainability in hotels. Thank you.
Thank you, Müberra. And our last panelist, nothing else than Mr. Sergo from Georgia. He's the CEO and the founder of Transporter Georgia.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be here. I'm the founder and the CEO of the company Transporter, and mainly we are involved in the infrastructure for the four seasons tourism, for the mountain resorts, etc., in our country. And I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sergo. Before we go on, I just want to, on I think behalf of all our panelists, we want to convey our condolences to the events of Ankara yesterday and unfortunate attacks that happened, and hopefully this doesn't hit any of our region or in the world actually anytime. And just a small note, who am I? I'm Ahmet. I am working with Straife, which is a global advisory firm. We work with both the public and the private sector to drive growth, especially now with our Istanbul office. We drive a lot of growth in the Eurasian region and hope to do so more. So we have a little bit of different format today. So we will have small presentations. I hope you enjoy them. We will start with TGA, and Elif Hanım will start with her presentation.
Thank you very much.
The floor is yours.
So once again, welcome. And I would like to very briefly talk about our major strategies, but also focusing on how we cooperate within the region, cross-border activities, and how we can increase that. So I'm honored to represent Turkiye. As you mentioned, we are really very proud to be one of the leading tourism destinations in the world, welcoming over 56 million international visitors. And our announced target for the year 2024 is 60 million visitors and $60 billion US dollars. Now we are positioning it as number 5 in the world in terms of international arrivals, according to UN Tourism, and we are number 7 according to tourism income. And especially during the last couple of years' time, Turkey's position from number 6 to 5 came in terms of number of visitors, but in terms of income revenue, we were number 12, and now we are number 7. So this is actually the main area we would like to focus. The strategy is, of course, Turkey is a big country. We know that still we have space to reach 60, 80, 70, 90 million visitors. But our focus is to create product destination diversity. Turkey has 81 provinces. We are not only about Istanbul, Antalya, or Cappadocia, and the destination and product diversity, and creating a sustainable transformation through initiatives to also make Turkey as a leader, not only region, but in the world. So I mentioned already about TGA. We are a kind of a brand new tourism body. Comparing to our competitors, we are about 100 years older. Before we have been established, our ministry was taking care of all the promotional activities. We are very closely working with them, but there's a semi-private kind of an entity with private sector staff taking the operational role of the tourism marketing. We are very active tourism marketing country, let's say. We are on live at over 30 countries' national TV channels. We are on live at over 200 countries with international global TV channels like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and so on. We are a leading destination brand within the international digital platforms. Our Go Turkey brand is number 2 after Australia, above Dubai, as a tourism country brand. We are number 1 with our YouTube channel, and same goes with also the other platforms. And we are using very actively international platforms for lobbying, for networking, and also for creating a better environment, taking global roles for the future of the tourism industry. And we have our national tourism platform, let's say. It's available in 10 languages, and the entire country, 7 regions, 81 provinces, and more than 60 tourism products. The new trend is to call them experiences. Turkey is a wide country with culture, history, and many other attractions available. So we have our own digital platform where we share entire information. And sustainability is, since especially with the actually tourism strategy that was announced by the ministry in 2019, sustainability was a very important pillar. And as of 2022, we announced a national program in cooperation with Global Sustainable Tourism Council. And at the moment, we have the only mandatory hotel program in the world. And we have over 20,000 hotels that are verified and certified by independent certification companies. We are using GSTC's own global criteria, and physical audits are made throughout the hotels. And thanks to also our industry stakeholders, including our hotel associations, restaurant associations, and other institutions, there's a consensus on working and collaborating on such, not very easy, difficult programs, as it is a mandatory program. And the hotel program is at the moment, under operation, and we are working on restaurant, destination, and other certification programs to have internationally measured sustainability efforts within our country. But when we talk about sustainability, of course, environment, climate change, all those topics are important. But we have all seen during the last maybe 10, 15 years time within our tourism world, with green tourism, environmental destinations, the sustainability is really very crucial because it doesn't only have the environmental issues, but it has the economic sustainability, it has the local and cultural also sustainability. Therefore, Turkey is also proud to be one of the leading countries according to UNESCO tangible and intangible heritage. And when we look at our country, it is not in only certain areas. We have history, culture all around the country. Every single city or village or district of the country has an historic ancient site or museum or a cultural asset that is internationally recognized or registered. And also when it comes to the regional cooperation, first of all, we have to say that the history, the heritage that Turkey has, a legacy of the entire world. It is not only ours, but it is a global history heritage that we all need to be proud. And the European Council of Europe has cultural roots. And Turkey is a very active participant. And we are proud to say that one of our colleagues from the ministry is the current global chair of the program. Now Turkey is in 10 routes, as you all see. And we have the European Jewish Heritage route, where we are sharing it with 24 other countries. And when we look at Greece, Georgia, Bulgaria, Serbia, all the Balkan and Caucasian countries, we are working together, and we know that there are further opportunities that we can collaborate on that. And also another really important cross-border tourism product is we are giving really very high importance to cycling tourism. And Eurovelo 8 and 13 are the routes that we are part of. With Eurovelo 13, we are part of the Iron Curtain Trail. And also Eurovelo 8 starts actually comes to Turkey. It's the Mediterranean route from Athens to Izmir by ferry, by a boat. So we are also happy to share this. As I said, we are looking at the sustainability in a very holistic way. We have the green and eco labels, but we have a pride table that we are, Antalya is the #1 city in the world with the most number of registered blue flag beaches. The UNESCO Sitaslov cities, UN Tourism Best Tourism Villages, those are all the elements that we are working for creating a sustainable destination. And a very important initiative that our ministry launched beginning of this year was the Night Museum. Because we are a sea, sun, sand destination, during the summertime, people would like to enjoy the great facilities at the all-inclusive hotels, and there's the sunshine, but in the evenings, from Ephesus to Aspendos, Patara, Side, they can visit the ancient cities until midnight. So this is really a very important initiative. And as part of the Heritage for Future initiative, our ministry has announced that the excavations and the studies at the ancient cities that are going to be done during the coming 4 years will be equal to what has been done in the past 60 years' time. So there's also a huge investment to help the history to meet with more people. And before finalizing my presentation, I would like to share a very short video. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Elif. I think you all got a lot of tips where to go and see, explore this beautiful country of Turkey that this year welcomes close to 60 million, 57 million guests?
No, 60 is the announced
60.
target.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hopefully 60 million guests this year. So we will sail across the Aegean to Greece and to Hilda, who will now inform us about investing in Greece.
Thank you. So before the presentation is on, I'd like to make a comment. Tourism fosters generally meaningful relations, and it actually provides growth and progress to all communities across the globe. So enhancing cooperation and shared experiences. So in the spirit of this cross-cultural understanding, I would like to say something in Turkish. Merhaba, benim adım Hilda. İstanbul'da olmaktan ve sizlerle tanışmaktan mutluyum. I hope I didn't murder
Evkaristo.
But I really wanted to say that in Turkish. So I'm going to be really quick with my presentation, being very attentive of time and aware that we are really behind. And so today I would like to give you a very brief overview of the Greek economy, of the Greek tourism, where we are, and how this resurgence in tourism in Greece is not only drawing visitors, but also generating investment opportunities. And whether you are an investor, whether you are an industry expert, Greece offers ample opportunities for growth in the tourism sector. So as we turn the next slide, I wanted to focus a little bit on the progress and the economic environment. Last year, Greece actually achieved the 4th highest growth in the Eurozone, despite global challenges. For the 2nd year in a row, it was also ranked at the top of the Economist's economic performance rankings. And this economic resilience is actually reflected in multiple sectors. The privatization transactions alone amounted to 1.6 billion last year, and we expect it to go to about 6 billion this year, 2024. Looking to the future, the Greek government is also investing in its infrastructure, whether it is tourism, whether it is roads and telecommunications, so that will open up even greater potential for investment within the years to come. So following a solid economic performance in 2023, according to the European Commission's projections and report, GDP growth is expected to pick up slightly in 2024 and 2025, supported by exports, investments, and private consumption. Headline inflation is actually set to moderate and fall to 2.1% in 2025, I'm sorry. So one of the clearest indicators of Greece's economic resurgence is the strong performance in the FDI and exports areas. In 2023, actually Greece attracted 4.8 billion euros in FDI, marking the third best performance in the past 22 years. So what's even more impressive is that nearly half of this amount, of these FDI inflows in the past 2 decades, actually occurred in the last 5 years. So this is highlighting the accelerated pace of investment. Exports is another area we don't have time to go over, but it's making remarkable strides also. So tourism has always been, as you all know, one of Greece's known success stories and one of the country's most significant sectors. And today it's more successful for us than ever. Last year we had travel receipts increasing by almost 16.5% year on year, reaching the impressive for us 20.6 billion euros. We also welcomed over 32 million visitors, but we're getting more guests, but it's not only that, it's the beautiful, because we are a beautiful country, but it's because we have a focus on providing high quality service, ranging from the luxury hotel to actually world-class dining. Signs for 2024 are very promising for us. The first 8 months, we had receipts up by 3.2%, and that goes along with the inbound travelers' numbers. Greece has built an incredibly strong brand name, like Turkiye, for example, and we are ranking 21st in the World Economic Forum's Travel and Tourism Development Index out of 119 countries. The country's appeal as a destination is further underscored by various awards, like, for example, the Straziz Awards. We are, one of the favorite countries in the world for the 5th consecutive year, or a leading country on the European level, according to the World Travel Awards. But, for investors, actually this brand strength represents a unique advantage, and that's what we are aiming for. The Greek property market, particularly in the hotel and storage spaces sectors, saw remarkable growth in the first half of 2024, and I took the data from the recent report from our Real Estate and Tourism Development Committee from AmChams Greece. Also, we had transactions exceeding 800 million euros during the first half of the year in the commercial real estate section, so that means office, shops, logistics, and hotels, according to Cushman & Wakefield Greece. And also based on a report by INSETE, which is the country's Tourism Confederation's research body, we had large numbers coming in between 2021 and 2023, directed towards mainly luxury hotels. And Athens, according to CBRE and Deloitte, actually comes in one of the 10 European cities that will likely to see the highest hotel investment throughout the years to come. So Greece's established reputation as a leading tourism destination generates a wealth of opportunities for interested investors. It is ranked among the top 20 largest tourism markets in the world, yet I must say there remains considerable room for growth. For example, there is still a low percentage of 4-star and 5-star hotels, meaning that there is substantial investment potential in the luxury segment. Also, there is a growing need for more quality 3-star accommodations in Greece, so because we have also a low brand penetration, which opens room for more investments in the country. And moving on to the next slide, so the last point you may see on the list, the +1, it underscores actually the Greek government's firm commitment to support the sector. It presents promising opportunities. There are business synergies to explore, even particularly with agri-food companies, for example, to promote Greece's gastronomy, we all know, and which is a cultural asset in itself. So very quickly, Greece is committed to creating a favorable destination for investors. So one of the most significant ways that the government is doing that is actually rolling out a palette of investment incentives. I'm not going to go through this, of course, but we're always at your disposal to discuss what kind of investment incentives are apparent in our country now. So to sum up, with a supportive government, with a resilient economy, and a comprehensive range of investment incentives, I think Greece is open for investments, and I'm here to convey this message today. Thank you very much.
Evharisto, Hilda.
The security team also.
Thank you. As you see, we have a bit of a diversified panel, so, and I think this is good because tourism is very diversified, so we'll look at different angles of it. And before we're moving on to the question part, I just want to highlight a few things. One is that we have two very successful, globally successful countries, destinations here, Turkey and Greece, that this whole region can learn from in terms of how to develop tourism infrastructurally, from an investor point of view, from sustainability point of view. So I think there's a lot of learnings to get here. The interconnectivity, we will talk a little about infrastructure, but aviation is a key factor here. We see that the growth of Greece and Turkey has been very much dependent on the many airports in the touristic destinations we have and the frequency of the flights. Boeing was here a few hours ago and talking about air cargo, but I think Boeing is also very much involved in the charter flights that we desperately need more of, especially to develop the region, because Eurasia have less frequent flights from Europe, from the Middle East in, so that needs to be increased. All right, let's jump to our little question part here, and I will, let's start with Hilda. So you talked a little bit about incentives, just to connect to your incentive part. Can you share with us what actually what you're doing to help local and international investors to invest in Greece in real estate?
Yes. So as we said, the Greek government has actually rolled out a set of supporting mechanisms, let's call it like that, a set of incentives that actually pertain to all opportunities across the board and all subsectors of the tourism sector, but not only. Okay. Key elements include, for example, I'm not going to go through, of course, in detail because there's no point, but I will refer briefly to 2 or 3 main incentives that are apparent in Greece, which is the investment incentives law, for example. Many of you probably have heard of it. It's actually a tool that, based on a specific location and based on the size of the company, gets specific incentives like, for example, tax incentives or tax exemptions, cash grants, or wage or cost leasing subsidies that actually help SMEs and not only. There is another tool which is of equal importance, and I am referring to the fast track mechanism, as we call it, which is actually a tool which was rolled out by the Greek government to support large-scale investments, and especially when it comes to tourism, and when it comes especially to greenfield projects. That is one of the most important tools in Greece. Because why? Because it actually offers and provides fast licensing, but not only. Recently, we had other incentives in the program, which include cash grants or wage cost subsidies or tax exemptions, so which make it a little bit more strong in the eyes of an investor. There are, of course, other support mechanisms because, Greece, like Turkey, I heard Elif about sustainability. We give a lot of importance to sustainability, to digital transformation. So there are also programs that have been rolled out to support this kind of incentives, these kind of programs.
Thank you. So basically, there is a case-by-case analysis based on the size of the investment, etc. And you can all contact Hilda for more information, I believe. So I want to jump to our only, besides me, male panelist, Sergio. So if you go to Georgia a bit, so can you share with us a little bit what happens in Georgia now with the infrastructure development? How do you develop tourism now? What's in the next vision of Georgian tourism?
Thank you for a good question. Once again, hello everybody. So Georgia is a small country but with a huge history. As you know, we are located on the Black Sea shore. We are neighbors with Turkey. The main infrastructure is, we all understand that you mentioned before that the direct flights is very important to increase the amount of the tourists in our countries. At this moment we have 3 international airports and they were upgraded last year, but several months ago it was announced that the biggest international airport will be launched in next 3-4 years in Tbilisi, which will increase the international flights for several times. And also I have to mention the roads, the main from east to west of our country to get from one part to another. The infrastructure is very important, and for last several years there was built several thousand kilometers of road, like main highways to the secondary roads. And the secondary roads lead to the new regions, new destinations. Every year we see that such kind of, when the infrastructure of such kind of infrastructure is done, the investors, it gives the boost to the investors, to the local and international investors to invest on the new directions, new locations of our country, where before there was nothing, let's say, and every year we get 3, 4, 5-star hotels on the new destinations. Also, as I mentioned, I'm mainly positioned my company for the building of the infrastructure for the four-season tourism. And last year, for example, we hosted the World Championship in the winter sports for snowboard and freestyle, and the latest infrastructure for the ski slopes were installed in one of the resorts in Bakuriani. Ski lifts, artificial snowmaking systems, snow grooming, safety for the slopes. And we all understand when such kind of huge event is finished, this kind of infrastructure works for the developing of the tourism, and to get the high quality skiers from the region and from other continents. Also, I have to mention that we are the first company who installed in Georgia avalanche safety systems. It is also very strategic and important, let's say, technology, which gives for the tourists, for the Georgians, the safer, let's say, holidays or moving from one part to another part of our country. So also I have to mention that, as you know, Georgia is a cradle of the winemaking, and we are happy that this fact that the oldest wine aged with 8,000 years was found in Georgia, and this eastern part of our country, which is where they located mainly these vineyards and wine producing companies. We get every year new chateaus, new destinations for the tourism. So all of these things and this kind of infrastructure which is done for the last several years in our country gives the boost for the tourism, because tourism for us, Georgia is not so big like Turkey or Greece in tourism, you all understand, but unfortunately we don't have any gas and oil, so one of the main sectors is tourism to host, and Georgian hospitality is also very famous, so we all understand that this direction for our country, for the growth of the economy, is very important. I just took some figures. Last year we hosted about 7 million tourists, and the revenue was $4.5 billion in the economy of our country. So this is, let's say, the facts in 2 words. What can I tell you today? So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
So yeah, what we see and hear is that diversity, tourism is a very important component in creating a diversified economy, especially in this region. We share a lot of seas, mountains, that is very suitable for tourism. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will jump to a more challenging topic now with Müberra. What are the situation with the labor, the situation? We all read in the news that people are striking against their employers in the tourism industry, and there's a problem to find skilled labor. What are we doing about it? What's happening in the world?
Well, thank you very much. I will try to keep my speech very short, as we are a last panelist, I suppose. First of all, I would like to begin by sharing our success story in tourism as a Turkey. Although Turkey entered the international tourism arena later than many other countries, it has achieved remarkable success, particularly over the last 35-40 years, becoming one of the leading players in global tourism. The Turkish hotel industry recognized the importance of staff training and development in the maintaining high-quality service standards. Many hotels invest in continuous training programs, including customer service, language skills, and cultural awareness, to ensure the staff can meet the expectations of our guests at the hotels. Partnerships with hospitality schools, global training initiative equip employees with the essential skills for competitive market. This focus on professional development not only enhances service quality, but also help retain skilled staff in the industry. As a Turkish Hotel Association, our primary goal is to contribute to tourism education. In the regards, our board has adopted the motto of Turkish Hotel Association 50th anniversary, education. Considering the pandemic, which caused a contraction in the tourism sector worldwide for 2 years, we foresee that the biggest challenge in the coming years will be addressing the need for qualified workforce. To tackle this, we have accurate our efforts in collaboration with relevant ministries and the universities. I'm trying to read all because I would like really to give all the information from here, not to forget, just trying to cut it a bit shorter.
Sure.
Together with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and the Ministry of National Education, we have initiated a vocational training center project aiming to train a qualified workforce for the tourism sector, with Istanbul serving as a pilot city. Although we have not yet fully achieve the ambitious goals we set for the project, significant strides have been made to address existing challenges, and we continue work closely with the Ministry of National Education. Given the importance of this project to our sector, we will maintain our support and involvement. Currently, we employ the students as a trainee at our hotels for 5 days a week and allowing them to attend theoretical classes 1 day a week. After 4 years, at the end of 4 years, these students graduate are well prepared for employment in the sector. The government covers also their half of salary and the insurance as well. Encouraging the border participations for industry in this training program, we have been working very closely with the Ministry Office as well. Furthermore, following an agreement with the Ministry of National Education, we have completed the progress renaming one of the vacation tourism high school as Turkish Hotel Association 50 years Şişli Tourism High School. The school is now under our patronage, and we closely watch their from construction to the lessons to the students, including really the teachers. Now we are just in charge of the school. We believe that this project will be instrumental in reducing the shortage of qualified personnel in the tourism sector in the future. And we hope establish more schools in the coming years. Apart from all this, we have one more goal for our students, to enable students studying tourism and hospitality to learn about different cultures by participating in the student exchange program. We have already done this kind of exchange program with Germany and with Italy already, and we will carry on doing it with the other European countries. Obviously, we prefer to do it with the countries like Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, very close neighbors, and it will affect tourism sector and the people to choose this sector to work in the future, hopefully.
Hopefully. Thank you, Müberra. So Turkey cracked the nut, servicing 60 million guests with a lot of training, finding innovative ways of training the workforce and finding a career path for them. I know it's challenging, but I'm also in the industry, so we see the challenges, but this is one, I think, a big part of our job, because tourism is based on human resources, not like oil and gas based on pipes. So we need to take care of the biggest asset that we have, which is our workforce.
I just want to make a little note. We are so lucky as a tourism sector in Turkey, really. For the last 4 years now, especially for the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and plus the National Education Minister, they are very aware of our problem. So they have been giving big support to us with the cooperating with the schools, plus with the universities. Yeah. So I just would like to thank both of the ministry, really.
Yeah, it's a quite successful partnership, public-private, where we educate people into the sector so that they can be there, because otherwise we cannot grow it more, the tourism. I will have to ask the last questions to Elif, because time is running out here, and I will ask you, what has Turkey done successfully in marketing, so that we can learn? What is the innovative marketing strategies that Turkey has done? Because we've seen an amazing growth the past 15 years. What has Turkey done? What's the magic portion here?
Again, I think the private public sectors sharing roles and responsibilities. Maybe not always written on somewhere, but in a way the industry understood whose role is starting where and whose is ending at the other side. And as I mentioned before, the TGA, the Tourism Board, was established. There was the Ministry of Culture and Tourism who was in charge of the entire country promotion. And I have to say that because I'm an also tourism professional since 1996. I worked at the, by that time, the national largest hotel chain, the Daman Group. I'm proud to always mention. I was the general manager of Istanbul Convention and Visitors Bureau. I took some roles in the international platforms, so I was able to observe what was happening. So the ministry was doing everything really very good, but of course they had the limitation as a governmental body in terms of legislation, the bureaucracy, and also the staffing. They have very well educated, experienced people, but the private industry background people and specialized people are different. Therefore, and there was also, like the Istanbul Convention Bureau, some small DMOs, the Chamber of Commerce's, the municipalities were also taking some roles, including NGOs like TÜROB, TÜROFE, TYD, all of them. But there was also a need, it was a discussion, as said, being also from the industry. I remember, I think 25, 30 years, maybe it's longer. We need an also tourism board and umbrella organization where private sector and government is together. So the TGA's law, if we look at the last 4 or 5 years' time, is put on the table according to this initiative under the really vision and the patronage of the Minister of Tourism and Culture and Tourism. So within our board, we have the private sector, the hotel sector representatives from regions. We have the airline and travel agency also representatives, and also as well as the airport, together with the ministry seats. And all the staff working at the TGA is coming from the private industry. We have people coming from advertising agencies, PR agencies. We have people from trade show background, tourism background, professional tourist guides, and so on. So I think it is, again, a consensus, collaboration, and also understanding the diversity, the potential of our country, respecting it, being proud of it, and being, or willing to promote it, to share it with the rest of the world. But of course, when it comes to the, smart ways of using it, of course, the traditional methods are really very important: TV commercials, trade shows, B2B events, and PR activities. But within such a digitalizing world, the tourism industry should also focus on the digital marketing. And I mean, we as TGA Go Turkey brand, majority, very high majority of our marketing efforts are online, are digital, and we are trying to increase our, reach out and also find new and smart ways to also, use the digital ways, the technology, AI, and all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elif. To conclude it all, okay.
The time.
Time's up.
Yeah. So to conclude it all, thank you to the panelists, and thank you for listening. It's been a bit afternoon, but yeah, it is what it is. So thank you. Sorry, Hilda.
May I make a last comment?
Yes, please.
I'd like to quote what I read recently on the UN World Tourism Organization's site, and I want to have it as a takeaway for all of us here. It said that tourism brings progress, and I think this is the case for everyone. This is a powerful catalyst for growth, for cultural exchange, for generation of new investment opportunities for everyone across the board and in many emerging tourism markets, and actually a catalyst for new collaborations internationally, so cross-border collaborations. So I wanted to close with this because I really believe it is true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.